Hello, I'm Andrew Pritchard. Thank you for watching today's Canada Regional Forecast, brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. Checking in with the jet stream here on Tuesday morning. Continuing to watch ridging over the western half of Canada right now, with the trough moving through parts of the central prairies here, getting off into the eastern prairies. Underneath that, across the Corn Belt, we've got a couple disturbances within the flow there beneath the ridge, bringing some severe weather to parts of the Midwest as we head through the afternoon today. But otherwise, cooler and quiet is the overall theme for the Canadian prairie here as we head through the next week, although there will be an early period of some warmer temperatures here. Looking at the 10-day temperature anomaly forecast here, the first 5 days over here on the left, and we see generally cooler to near average conditions, maybe a small area of warmer conditions here across southern Alberta. But as we head into the next 5 days, really shifting to a cooler pattern overall here through the Canadian prairies into parts of the Midwest. The precipitation forecast here for the next 10 days, the next 7 days over here on the left, the week 1 precipitation forecast again, keeping things pretty close to average, maybe a little wetter as you head off towards the east, parts of central Saskatchewan into southern Manitoba. In a similar picture here when we look at the days 4 through 10 period, so taking out the next 3 days. And looking at the day 4 through 10 period, pretty similar picture. Near average, no real extremely dry spots here, but it doesn't look like we'll see necessarily a corridor of soaking rains either. Going to be pretty close to average with some locally wetter regions. The sunrise here on Tuesday, August 20th, we continue to see a beautiful morning. Setting up here across a big chunk of the Canadian prairie right now. Here are the big thunderstorms blossoming. Watch right here. Boom! As we wake up Tuesday morning. These are going to produce some significant wind damage as they move across the Midwestern United States here late this morning into the afternoon. Otherwise, we're watching this system off to the west right now to be our next weather maker, bringing some showers and storms back to the region. The radar picture here on Tuesday morning, pretty quiet. We've got some light showers exiting the picture here down near Winnipeg. Off to the north, maybe some light shower activity here north of Grand Prairie, parts of northern British Columbia into far northwestern Alberta, seeing some light precipitation there, and then maybe along the Front Range seeing some light showers as well. But otherwise, a big chunk of the Canadian prairie here, a beautiful morning here on this Tuesday. Here it is, ridging right now. So again, here's the storm system that's brought some showers to far southern Alberta exiting the picture right now. We're going to see a brief period of ridging across the region, which is going to allow us to warm up before this next trough comes in, and we kind of resume an active pattern across the region. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. We'll hit play here, bringing it back once the cursor pops up here to Tuesday. Heading into the early parts of this week, again, watching this ridge kind of set up across the region. That's going to allow some warmth to build back into the Canadian prairie, but not for long. Here comes this trough off to the west. That's going to be the next weather maker here moving in by the time we get to the end of this week, Thursday and Friday. This particular wave scoots out by the time we get to the weekend, but then we've got troughing already setting back up off to the west, kind of keeping this active pattern. This is going to keep us cooler. It'll keep us active with showers and storms in the forecast, although not talking about a huge severe weather risk as we go through the next week or so. The jet stream winds here at 500 millibars. This helps us pick out the short waves, some of the more noticeable features. Here's the short wave across Iowa here that's kicking off the severe weather down there. So again, sometimes it just takes a little ripple within the flow to kick off some significant weather this time of year. Here is the ridge across western Canada right now. We'll go ahead and hit play on that and take it through the next 7 days. Getting into the middle part of this week, Wednesday, seeing that ridging kind of peak, but already by the time we get to Wednesday evening and Thursday, we've got this next wave punching into Alberta. So the warm-up is really short-lived as this little area of high pressure moves across the region, getting out of here by the time we get to the end of the week. So a short warm-up before we move back into a cooler, active pattern. Check out this wave punching in now as we get into the end of the week. This is Saturday and Sunday. This will be the next disturbance that really brings a significant chance to the region over the weekend and getting into early next week, keeping cooler temperatures reinforced as well. Here's a look at the temperature anomaly forecast starting off right now. You see that area of green. That is signifying anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than average, so about 3 to 6 degrees cooler than average across a big chunk of the Canadian prairies as we get the Tuesday morning started. We'll head through the next few days here, bring the scroller back to Tuesday, watching this brief warm-up. Here we are Wednesday, watching warmer conditions across Alberta. Heading into Thursday now, the warmer conditions moving off to the west. So Thursday now we're warmer in Saskatchewan and Manitoba, but you can see the storm system. I've shown this a few times now. We get warm air advection in advance of our storm system. So there's where you see the warmth punching in, and then you draw your low in right there, and then counterclockwise flow around that, bringing cooler temperatures in on the back side. So there you see the dividing line right there where our storm system sets up, with the cooler air coming in advance, warmer air coming in advance, cooler air coming in on the back side. Let me take my drawings off. We'll finish this out, getting it through the end of the week. You see the cooler temperatures come plunging in, and they hang out then as we finish the week and get into the weekend, and likely beyond, though we may get closer to average, but still near average, or at least cooler than average pattern as we head into the late part of this week, into the weekend, and beyond that into early next week. It's cooler. That means it's going to be pretty stable. We'll take a look at the instability forecast here, our forecast cape, as we head through the next week. Maybe a little bit of instability in the leading edge of this storm system that comes through here Wednesday through Thursday, but really poorly timed for any significant severe weather. Maybe a low risk of a severe storm across parts of central and southern Alberta on Wednesday. And then as we talk about Thursday, maybe southern Saskatchewan looking at a low risk of a strong storm here. And then as we get into Friday, this has already moved off to the east, and we're now stabilized across the Canadian Prairie. So again, Wednesday, maybe a low risk of a storm here, a strong storm across Alberta. And then on Thursday, maybe a low risk of a strong storm or two across central and southern Saskatchewan. Otherwise, cooler and more stable air moves into the region, and the severe weather threat really going to be quite low over the next week. Here's the precipitation forecast that accompanies all of this. We'll bring it back to Tuesday. Again, watching these rain showers get out of southern Manitoba this morning, quieting down for about 24 to 48 hours before we get into Thursday morning. Now you're seeing this storm system now moving across the region. So Thursday, showers and storms across southern and central Alberta, pushing into Saskatchewan by Thursday afternoon and evening, moving from west to east overnight Friday, and then we get into Friday morning. These showers and storms tracking across eastern Saskatchewan, and then across Manitoba during the day on Friday. By the time we get to Saturday, watching several other weak disturbances kind of move through the area, so rain chances remain pretty much every day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday. So really, this front that moves, or this system that moves through Wednesday and Thursday, kind of kicks off another cooler and active pattern where temperatures are going to be cooler than average, near daily rain chances across the Canadian Prairie. Now, not talking about significant flooding rains, talking about near daily chances for some of these isolated to scattered rain showers. So really a cool and damp pattern, but not one that's going to be producing, an extreme cold air outbreak. Also not one that's going to be producing significant rainfall across the Canadian Prairie. Just a cool and damp pattern late week through the weekend into early next week. Here is the total accumulated precipitation from that. You'll see it. There's the first wave that goes through. Here we go, Wednesday, Thursday. You see it move through the region, and then daily rain chances after that, kind of stacking up across the region in scattered fashion, isolated fashion here. But again, you notice where we're at on the scale here. Unfortunately, we're looking at inches here, but you can convert that over to millimeters. You're talking about 25 to 50 here in some of the higher spots. Zooming in now, looking at the total rainfall forecast for Alberta. We'll go ahead and we'll pause it once we get to the end here, just taking a look at the overall nature. I want you to notice the scattered nature. More significant precipitation possible in the Front Range here. Otherwise, when we talk about, the Canadian Prairie ag regions here, it's hit or miss here, anywhere from, maybe a trace upwards to 20, 30, maybe 40 millimeters in some of the higher spots here. But again, scattered in nature, not talking about significant flooding, talking about daily chances for some rain showers here. Going to be kind of uneven distribution here with the precipitation. High temperatures for the next 5 days. Here's your highs on Tuesday. A bit warmer right now in advance of that storm system. Even warmer still on Thursday. We get warm air advection in advance of that, upper 20s to the low 30s. But then cooler temperatures come in on the back side. Let's flip over to your Thursday high temperatures. There you go. Big difference. High temps in the mid to upper teens. And then we'll stick around that region. Low 20s in the south, upper teens in the north for your day Friday and Saturday. Looking at Saskatchewan and Manitoba then, same story. The precipitation moves through the area starting on Thursday, and then near daily rain chances here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, bringing uneven distribution of precipitation. It looks like the hot spot right now, the models want to hone in on Saskatchewan as being the lucky winner here. Some of these areas perhaps picking up 50 millimeters of rain here over the next 7 days. But again, scattered nature, keeping things rather uneven across the region. High temperatures then for the next 5 days. Here are your high temps Tuesday. Wednesday, and then Thursday, now we're warming up in this region in advance of that storm system, cooling off by the time we get to Friday. And then here are your Saturday high temperatures. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the evolution of the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Thursday morning ag forecast video, and I will have your next check-in with the Canadian Prairie on Friday morning. Have a wonderful day.